Hey, Bat Skulls Creepers. Hope you all are doing well. It is I, Ian, here for another episode of Vamp Daddy's Spooky Goth Adventures. And I hope this video finds everybody doing okay. You're all hanging in there. We know that this last year, Jesus, year now, March 2020, year has been a trying one for many of us. And I hope you're doing okay and you're getting through. I myself, the last couple of months, I kind of pulled away from doing YouTube videos because there really wasn't much to talk about that I could think of that I wanted to share. Kind of like the last month or so, kind of pulled away from doing any live streaming on Twitch. I haven't given up completely. I do still spin music with Obscura Undead on Friday nights occasionally. And I'm thinking about coming back again with a different kind of format. We'll see. I really do like the idea of spinning. It's just not the same as going out and like hanging out with people and sharing music in person. So that's been kind of rough. But I do have spooky goth adventures that I will be sharing with you guys, I promise. There's a really cool shop here in Tampa called Dysfunctional Grace Arts. They are like, if you've ever watched the show Oddities, it's kind of like an oddity shop, basically, is what it is. It's like that Obscura shop in New York City. There's a lot of taxidermy and just like weird art pieces and medical devices and shrunken heads and creepy weird stuff, and it's just really cool. And we have a nice big shop here in Tampa that I'm going to do a little video on. I talked to the owner, and they, pieces kind of like what's back up here on the wall, taxidermy type stuff, and just some cool home furnishing, neato, weird stuff. So I'm going to do that, and I also want to do a tour of Ybor City, which is like Tampa's, it's almost kind of like the French Quarter in New Orleans, but I don't think it's as crazy and wild and not as big, but it's still neat. It was a historic area that was all cigar brewing back, or cigar making back in the early 1900s. They like hand rolled cigars, and a lot of those shops, like there's still some cigar places there, but most of it's been turned into like restaurants, shops, and nightclubs. And that's where the Castle, Tampa's like longest, I think it's like one of the US's longest running goth oriented alternative dance clubs. Yeah, like I don't know if I'd necessarily call it the Castle 100% goth, but so I'll do a tour of that. That would be kind of fun too. And I got some other spooky little things that I've been thinking about doing, like a spooky tour of Florida. There's a whole like haunted Florida that I want to go see, and do like a road trip. And of course, like as the vaccine is getting rolled out for the pandemic, we're looking at like concerts coming back again, which would be really rad if that works out for the fall. I am thinking about going up to see some family up in New England over the summertime, so we're gonna see if like we can do that after we get our vaccine, and then I can do like Salem and New Hampshire and Maine, and give you kind of like maybe some spooky stuff out of that. So there's a lot coming, I promise. But enough rambling. This video, again, this is my part 2 of my Goth Pikes. So here's some footage of me walking around with them. I finally got the replacement bat buckle. They were really cool about it. It did take a little bit of bugging them through Facebook Messenger to get them to come through. They kept promising they would ship out the buckle, and they just never did it. Finally, they said, hey, look, we're really sorry. They were really apologetic each time. They always had an excuse why they didn't ship it, but when the last time they did it, they said, we're going to send you 4 buckles. So I have the replacement on my shoe, and then you can see the cool bat buckle that I got from them. I have like 3 others, or now 2 others that are not here. So yeah, 4. They sent 4. It came within like maybe a week and a half. It was really quick shipping. Again, the company Goth Pikes, they're based out of Peru, or at least that's where they're shipping their stuff from. So it was kind of cool. It was like it came quickly this time. It came quicker than when the original shoes came, because I ordered beginning in November, didn't get those until beginning of December. So that took a full month for it to come through to the US, go through customs, and get to me. I will tell you though, now that I have the buckle on, I took it to a shoe repair place. It was relatively inexpensive, all things considered. I had another pair of boots that I was having them replace the sole. So it came up to like $45 in total for the two different pairs of shoes to fix. The buckle looks great. There's no issue with it. I will tell you though, I've worn them out in public once. Um, they're leather, so I'm breaking them in. They're a little snug. I usually wear a 10.5 because I'm flat-footed, and I maybe messed up a little bit and got a 10, thinking, oh, well, they're so long, but I kind of didn't plan on the width part of it for my feet. So they're a little snug, but they look really cool. They're stretching out because, again, it's leather. I've made sure when I do the buckles that I'm not like tightening them super tight. I'm just doing the very last hole or the very first hole, depending on how you want to look at it, of the buckle so that they're not like completely tightened around. And that's fine. They don't need to be fully tightened because they've got the zipper and that should keep everything in place. And that seems to be what's happening so far that I've worn them. So I have a little bit of video that I showed you that had had me like kind of walking back and forth, and you could kind of see it. You can see the shoe that in that video is the one where the buckle was replaced, and you can't even tell that it was done. So they did a good job, and they were really friendly, really apologetic. They were very happy I got it. I don't know if I should disclose this or not, but they offered for my troubles to give me a small discount if I placed another order with them. They really tried, aside from being a little lax on communication, the company really did everything they could to make this right for me. And I didn't mention that I had like a YouTube channel until at the very end of it. I said, hey, I've got a YouTube channel and I'm going to put this on YouTube. Yeah, like, so it wasn't like they thought that they had to do favors to get noticed or anything like that. I mean, they're already kind of noticed and reputable, for better or worse, because I know there was issues like a while ago with them, and people having problems not getting their orders and whatnot. But I would say get a pair. It's worth it, depending on where you live in the world. Caroline, that was my friend that I had mentioned in my last video, ordered her shoes almost like I think the same day that I did, and it took like 2.5 months, if not more, to get it. And that's because she lives over in Norway. So, we have Scratching Kitty in here. Yeah, we got kittens during the pandemic. I don't know that I don't even know if I put like the kittens in the video. And they're not even really kittens anymore. They're like 7 months. So I digress. Okay, so where was I at? Yeah, Goth Pikes. I would recommend getting them if you really... Oh, you hear that meowing? Wow. Thanks. Thanks for ruining the video or enhancing the video. Anyways, yeah, Goth Pikes. They did a good job, and I'm really happy with it. So I would say it's worth it. Go check them out, and leave your thoughts if you have a pair, like what you think of them and how they've done for you. I'd be really curious the feedback of other people that bought them. The people that I know of seem to like them, this company, but they've had some issues with shipping and communicating. So there you go. Until next time, as always, keep it spooky, be good to each other, and